2023 OUA final between Guelph Griffins and the Queens Gales. Queens kicks off and puts the ball deep into Guelph territory. Looks like they'll mix it up through the forwards here. Look for an attempt to clear. And we got a penalty early on. Looks like entry into the ruck. Side entry from Guelph will give Queens an early shot at 3 points. This is Dave Neal, Guelph alumni, joined by Will Kelly. We're your commentators for this evening. Will, well, we're 30 seconds into the game. We got a shot at points. What do you think?
Yeah, I think for Queens, it's a dream start. They'd want to try and get pressure on early, a deep kickoff, force Guelph to play out of their own end, and they've leaked a penalty there. So I think James Webb will go for points. He's a very good goal kicker. He's been kicking the ball well all year, and expect an early 3-0 lead for Queens.
We'll see how the kick settles. It's a little breezy tonight, but watching the kicker in warm-up, he seemed to have range and a pretty accurate strike. So let's see how this one unfolds.
Lovely
Flags
strike.
are up. Kick is good.
Dream start for Queens.
Yeah.
3-0. Minute and a half in.
It's 80-minute rugby game, so we still got lots to play, but absolutely points in a final. Points are important.
Now you'd think Guelph would try and probably do the exact same thing here, pin them down deep, maybe try and get some of their own luck in the breakdown, force a penalty, put pressure back on Queens.
And right you are, Will, as the kick goes deep. Well taken by the Gales winger.
Massive
Big
hit.
collision there right in front of the crowd. They're happy to see it. Couple of hard yards through the forward pack. Out for the clearance kick. Oh, nice little fake here. I wonder if they see something on. Well defended by the Griffins. But looks like the Gales have taken the ball outside their 22 here, so they're now keen to play it. We'll see a bit of offense. Good support at the breakdown. And looks like a bit of a miss-hit kick, but it's still going to work. Found grass. Ooh. The referee says knocked on by the Griffins. So we'll see the first scrum of the game.
Yeah, that's a great turnaround for Queens as well. Get out of their own end. Good pressure from Guelph on the initial attempt to clear. James Webb, good composure to kind of keep ball in hand and regenerate. And they force another mistake from Guelph. But I think, Davey, you'll love this part of the game. This is, I think, where the game could be decided right here up front. 8-on-8, scrum time. Guelph have been dominant all year.
Yeah, for those tuning in that played in a different era, the OUA went to men's laws in the scrum, so full push probably about a decade ago now, and it's made for a really entertaining contest. And it looks like Queens has got a pretty good hold here. Oh,
yeah,
the referee.
They'll reset that first one. Something off the ball there. I think that's Doyle down.
Yeah, he did look to go down in a bit of a heap on the offside of the scrum, but doesn't seem to be anything in it. Oh, now the referee's going to have a chat with the AR to assess whether or not that was foul play. So it looks like the scrum just screwed on 90 degrees there. So in theory, it would just be a reset and another Queens scrum, but penalty would change that.
Yeah, now my experience playing as a 10, I usually have absolutely no idea the actual ins and outs of what's going on up front, but I'm sure if I'm a Guelph backline player, I'd be pretty happy with seeing our scrum going forward first, even if it was a bit around the side.
Yep, and it looks like the referee is going to penalize here for something off the ball, foul play against Guelph. Yep, taking the man without the ball. So Queens has another shot at goal.
Yeah, Queens will be really happy with this kind of start. You know, 2 early chances to get on the board. They've already capitalized on the first one. Long kick, very difficult conditions, but as he said in warm-up, James Webb looked like he was really trying to figure out what this wind was doing. And I wouldn't be surprised here, even though from its far out, he could still probably knock this over. He's definitely got the leg for it.
Well, it'll be a heck of a kick if it goes over. And, yeah, great way for Queens to start the rugby game. I mean, Guelph hasn't had a lot of possession, and they made a couple of small mistakes early, but well, it could cost them 6 points here. Well, it's got the leg. Ended up a little short. And then Guelph knocks it on. So once again, advantage Queens, really being provided with some opportunity on some of these little mistakes.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think that's McKinney again with the unlucky bounce for him. Those are two tough kicks to take. The first one, a bit of a shanked clearance. It's always going to come up quick off the turf. And then that one is very difficult. It's swirling around. It's come short. You don't know if it's going to hit the post, so I feel from there. But he's a player that'll bounce back very quick. Physical player. He'll get himself back in the game.
Well, let's see the scrum battle on here now. Guelph brings another push on, but pretty good hold by Queens. They're a little slow clearing it out the back, and absolutely, Guelph earns the penalty.
That's a massive scrum that they needed right there and then, very early on in the game, but just relieves a lot of pressure. Could have been another score for Queens, but Guelph will be very happy with that outcome.
Yeah, I mean, Queens will be well coached in the scrum. Dave Butcher, the head coach of Queens, is a incredibly experienced and technical front rower, so no doubt he's got his guys really dialed in here. As the ball's fielded by my co-commentator, Will Kelly. Nice pass, Will.
Oh, it was all right.
Great hands. And, well, now we'll look at the Guelph set piece at the line-out here. Guelph's got a lot of height in their line-out.
They do. They got three genuine options. Usually if they go full, right now I see Ford and Sterling in the middle there. Ford running the line-out.
And they go to the back. Looks like it's cleanly won and spun out the back into the back line. Nice take by the inside center here. And yeah, quick rumble. Guelph's going to want to play quick here, and once again they're using the forwards to attack the line flat. Seems to be keeping Queens on the hind foot. Oh, another lovely line there. It looks like the outside center from Guelph. And they're playing with a bit of attack here.
Yeah, great patience from Queens right now. Bend, don't break. Eating a couple of these carries, but staying connected.
They've worked the ball well from one side of the pitch back over to the other, but full credit to Queens. Their defense still looks strong and pretty well organized, and the tackles are being made.
Good run there. Big Dave Skolin with the carry. He's going to be a key player in this game.
Yeah, the Guelph tight five looks like they're going to be able to try and insert their physicality against the Gales here. Guelph dropped the ball, but looks like it went straight down and then back, so we'll play on, but definitely stalls their momentum a little bit.
Now this area is going to be really key, this middle third of the pitch. What are teams going to do? Guelph, lots of possession, not really going anywhere at the moment. Are they going to keep playing here, or are they going to try and transition the field?
Yeah, nice little inside ball there. I mean, Guelph's throwing the kitchen sink at him. So far, Queens has answered, and that pass didn't stick.
Great tackle.
Well tackled by Queens, but great little offload from Guelph to keep creating quick ball.
Great play by Inster to stay in field as well. Oh, massive collision.
DeLella with the big collision there, and looks like he's lost the ball forward in contact, so another Queens scrum.
Yeah, I think in terms of Guelph, you'd be really ball retention. There was a couple loose passes in there, but their retention, that's what I've been most impressed with them the whole season. They can really build the phases, keep attacking, make teams feel like they're not going anywhere, but it just takes one carry, one misread in the defense, and they'll break through. But fair play to Queens, really stuck to their system, stayed connected, made the tackles they needed to do, and they're rewarded for it.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good start by both teams. I mean, conditions are fair, so it doesn't really look like handling is going to be a major issue, and we'll see who can keep it up over 80 minutes. I think that's going to be the game. Scrum sets and looks fairly stable there. Again, another decent hold by Queens, but they really do have to clear it out the back quickly, which they do, and send the ball downfield looking for a bit of territory. Well fielded by the Guelph fly half. Oh, and a little break on the attack here, and Guelph moves the ball wide. The crowd likes it.
And that's Kobe Foss on the edge there.
Oh, and a nifty little pick. He's celebrating early, but he's down, and it looks like a pretty good finish. The referee's just going to confer with the touch judge to ensure the grounding was okay, and try is the call. So what a great little individual effort by Ince to find a gap, and well, that was a 40-meter run for points.
Yeah, you know, Queens right off the set piece, they wanted to clear, they wanted to transition the ball down into Guelph territory, but the one thing with that is, and what Guelph has done all year, they put Brendan Black in the backfield, one of their most dynamic counterattackers. He's able to shift the ball wide. I believe it was Kobe Foss with the initial break, and then Jacob Ince, he's been on a tear this year. Last week he was unbelievable in that semifinal matchup. He was making gain line consistently and having line breaks, and just showed his athleticism there to finish in the corner. It's a great team try.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Guelph will be happy to finally see some of their efforts pay off with points. And Queens, to your point, Will, had a dream start, but now has to regroup and come back. But only played 10 minutes, and we got another 70 minutes to go. So this game, still anybody's to take here.
This will be Dallin with the kick. He kicked well in the conditions last week. Tough one from him from the touchline right off the hop.
Yeah, it's a tester. He's
Great
definitely
strike.
got the leg on it.
And that's over.
Flags
Wow.
are up. That was a monster kick. And
Now as a kicker, he will take tons of confidence from that early on. Tough touchline conversion. On the wrong side for a righty. Typically right-footed kickers will bend the ball right to left. So he's on the right-hand touchline. He's put that straight through the middle. Awesome kick.
There's a statement to Queens. They're not going to want to take any penalties anywhere inside their own end, or it's not going to end well for them. Another deep kick from Queens, well fielded by the Griffins.
Big carry from Collins there.
Yeah, good fight to get a bit of go forward. And patience. And it looks like exit. They're not looking for touch here. Just looking to clear. Well fielded by the Queens fullback, who runs it back into Guelph territory, evades a couple of tackles, and now we'll see Queens on the attack just inside the Guelph end.
That's a great job by Merker there, just to get back over the halfway and get some territory back for the Queens Gales.
Yeah, not cleanly handled, but again, knocked back, so we'll play. But the ball slows a little bit when it's mishandled, and I think the Griffin defense is going to eat that up a little bit. Another couple of hard yards to the Queens forwards. A little bobble there as well, but just enough to get through. We got quick ball at the ruck.
Queens playing very deep here.
Yeah, they have really looked to spin and attack and are creating quick ball, but the Griffin defense is holding, and another great tackle behind the gain line, and quick over that ball is Guelph. But well clean, patient refereeing. And we'll see another big attack here from Queens, but again, well defended. Risky stuff.
It's a fantastic take from Gianna Kapolos.
That's a fantastic pronunciation of that last name, Will. And Queens, again, running the ball through the forwards, but it's a little one-dimensional, and Guelph's been able to sniff it out. Oh. Nice chip over the top. Well fielded by the Griffins, and now they're back on the attack.
That was Josh Ince there fielding the kick, older brother of Jacob Ince. Very good player, experienced older member of this group.
Guelph just looking to create a bit of quick ball through the forwards here. There's a nice hard run from Adam Ford. We'll see. Oh, that ball definitely came forward a ways. We'll see if Queens can use it before we go back for the scrum. Referee's playing a lot of advantage here.
Surely they'll come back to the scrum.
The ball is tackled out of bounds. No advantage played to Queens, so we'll bring it back to the scrum. Got to figure the referee's probably going to play a bit of a longer scrum advantage here when it's advantage Queens, just because they have struggled a little bit in the scrum. So it's probably their advantage to throw the ball around a little bit and try and find some positive yardage.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's something Coach Butcher would have talked about in the week. Knowing Guelph's strengths up front, they want a scrum. They're going to look to put pressure on you there. They'll try and think if there's any sort of knock-on advantage, try and play that ball away, try and catch them off guard on the transition. And it really looks like in the first two sets on D, both for Queens and for Guelph, Guelph again was pushing them back. Little kick in behind from Webb to try and transition the pressure. It's going to be a day for defense, I think, and it's going to really come down to individual brilliance.
Yeah, that's. I mean, defenses are going to have to be good, given how wide this attack has gone on both teams. But again, there's another big scrum from the Griffins, and the Gales just weren't able to clear it. Just a note on the Griffins scrum here. I mean, they're down a few props from what we would have looked at in their preseason roster, and it just shows the depth they've got in the pack right now.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with them. When they came down to McMaster earlier in the season, a team that I coach with, they were really well drilled. They were playing some of their younger guys too, as they wanted to give some of the more experienced guys some rest. And they really they didn't skip a beat. They were flying around. They scored some great tries, and they were still powerful and strong up front at set piece time.
Well, it's a lot easier to play exciting rugby when you got a platform from the set piece. So let's see if Guelph can continue that dominance. Line out again. Queens doesn't look to be contesting in this one, but they're definitely all in to stuff them all and have done a great job at it. Looks like Guelph brought it down on their own, so we'll play on here. Again, well defended by the Queens Gales. Well, Guelph looks like they tried to chip it through there, did not gather, and now Queens is on the attack.
Great tap tackle from Dallin there. Knock on.
Nope.
He tried to slide the kick through. I actually don't mind the option. Keep transitioning the pressure back onto the Queens Gales, but loose bounce of the ball. It looked like the Queens winger, I couldn't see the number over there, was breaking away, but he's recovered from his own mistake on the loose kick, and now we got another scrum.
Well, it's going to be up to the Queens tight 5 to solve this one. Hopefully a fast strike here will see the ball cleared out the back in a hurry. But this is definitely going to be a key piece of the battle. It's hard to win a rugby game if you can't win your own set piece.
It'll be interesting to see if they do get the ball out. Are they going to do the same thing they did last time when they try to transition the field with a kick? Obviously, they were burned last time.
Yeah, there's a better hold from the Gales, but you're right. Well, it's a nifty little kick if it lands.
Whoa.
That looked to land right on the touchline. And
very unlucky.
Yeah, so it's out on the full. I mean, that one was an inch from being a great kick, flirting with the 50-22 there as well.
Yeah, Marcus Staker, a very, very good player at the outside center position. Big, long limb, carries the ball well, good skill. It's actually almost a near perfect kick there. He was looking for the 50-22. I thought he had it, and then just at the last second, I think the tip of the ball grazed the line. Very unfortunate. Pressure's now back on Queens again in their own half.
Yeah, a bit of a left to right breeze there. Probably did not provide any help with that either. But advantage Guelph now as we watch them prep for another line out. The last one was dealt with pretty well, and it looks like Queens is all in to stuff this maul again. Again, that'll be the influence of the Dave Butcher coaching. But so far we got a bit of a stalemate. Guelph still in control with the ball at the back, and it looks like they're going to play some tight rugby here too. Oh, and the forwards have a pretty good ramble here.
Advantage now
Same
for Guelph.
ball. Advantage. Queens looks like was in from the side there, and Guelph's going to continue to batter away. Oh, lovely little handling here from the Griffins.
Josh Ince into the corner. That's
a good fight. And this is going to come up to the AR here. The crowd liked it.
Now I think that was Merker on the cover tackle, the fullback. If he's kept him out, oh no, unfortunate. I was just about to say that would have been an unbelievable effort from the fullback, but great finish from Josh Ince in the corner.
Yeah, absolutely. That was, I mean, the Guelph was headed in one direction, and great effort from Queens to try and keep him out. But, well, athleticism on both sides.
Yeah, it's funny, Dave. I thought at first Queens had kind of stuffed the maul there. They had done a good job the first time that Guelph would try to maul. It looked like they had him there, and they just kind of got a bit disconnected in their defense. Advantage came, and Guelph decided to show a bit of their skill. They went 9-12. Great little hands from Jacob Ince in the middle there, out the back to Black. Threw the hands out wide, and Josh Ince with a great finish.
Yeah, I mean, that was great patience from the Griffins at the back of the maul. I mean, decent job from the referee, too, to just let them play. Not tell anybody they needed to use it until they absolutely needed to use it. And here we are, another testing kick. Right
Same
on the
position.
touchline. Again, certainly no problem with distance here. And he's hit another.
Fantastic kick.
Wow, and that's the difference between 10-3 and 14-3, isn't it? A couple of big touchline conversions.
Still lots of time in this game. Just shy of 20 minutes gone. Webb's going to look to put this deep again. Queens just need to get back to their game plan. Force turnovers and pressure down in Guelph Griffin's end.
Well, well handled by Guelph as they run it just outside of the 22. Looks like they're shaping to kick for territory here. Again, just kind of down the middle of the park. They want to get out of their end and trust their defense. Queens moves the point of attack to the far side, looking to play a little bit more on the edge. We saw them kind of change direction a couple of times here too, Queens, so they're probably just trying to throw something different at the Griffins and hope they can find some positive momentum here.
Good carry from Trainer there. Get him over the gain line. Got him with the next carry.
The Griffin wall of defense seems to be holding, but no shortage of attacking options from the Gales here. And quick ball. A great tackle from the Guelph outside center.
Foss on Dacre. That'll be a battle for the rest of the game, I'm sure. Queens looking to transition the field now. Box kick coming from Doyle.
Well, this strategy can work. It's not easy to take a high ball under the lights with a bit of wind, especially when your hands are a little cold. But, I mean, that
great take from Black. Yeah. Good clearance from the fullback. I believe that's Henry.
Queens is fielded it well, and well defended by Guelph as they can tackle Queens in their own end. I think that's what Guelph was hoping to get out of their first couple of kicks.
Right back to the same spot. It's a great take on the box kick and transition the field back to Queens, and now they got to play again. Another box kick coming. I'd like to see this one be a bit more contestable. Don't give them time to be able to counterattack.
Yeah, I think you're right there. I mean, Queens has got a chase coming. Oh, and there you go. Just a little bobble. Referee says we'll play on. Ball went backwards from Guelph hands, and they'll retain it. Back to hard yards through the forwards.
Another great cleanup from the winger there, Dal, and he's having a really strong game early on, kicking well, cleaning up some loose balls. I won't be surprised if he starts getting rewarded for all his hard work.
Yeah, so far both teams' back threes have had a lot of challenging kicks to field. Looks like the referee's now playing advantage for the Griffins as they look to reset their shape, and pretty good rumble forward here from the forward pack as they tries to poke a little chip through. The referee will come back for advantage. It's like Queens was not thrilled with the tackle made after the kick, but
yeah, I think the timing was okay there. I do think Black has to be a bit careful. It's not one you want to give away. You already have the advantage. He's gone for a little chip kick over the top. It wouldn't be good if they give away simple penalties like that just to give Queens a bit of life. They have a real opportunity here now, 14-3 up with about 17 and a half minutes to go. Just let the play happen. You know you got the penalty coming back. Let's kick to the corner. Let's go to our driving ball and see if we can keep applying the pressure and turn the pressure into points.
Yeah, it looks like Guelph will take advantage of the penalty, take some territory downfield, and I mean their line out, Queens hasn't even contested at the line out yet, so you got to figure Guelph's pretty confident in at least retaining ball here.
Yeah, no, I wonder if they might start to change their game plan, Queens, in their defense in the line out. Maybe they'll try and start putting someone up. I think Guelph's driving ball is just too good at the moment. If you're going to allow them to set, as we saw off the last one, although you get the initial stop, they're able to kind of wheel around and get through and then create pressure that way.
Yeah, they've got, again, a lot of height in that line out. Owen Sterling is about 6'7", so he's a tough guy to compete against. But, again, Queens doing what they need to do to try and mute a Guelph attack here.
Good tackle there from Doyle. Unlucky for Dacre, thought he had rights to that ball.
Big Adam forward with another driving carry. It's a little slow at the ruck for Guelph, and yeah, Queens had their hands on it and well turned over.
Yeah, Dan Sabota there. That's a player Queens have missed a lot of this year. Just come back from injury a couple weeks ago. Son of Carl Sabota, ex-Canadian international. He's a good, strong player, loves to carry the ball, but that's a great defensive turnover there for Queens. Relieve the pressure.
Yeah, there's been a whole new generation of Spavotas coming through the OUA on the men's and women's sides in the last decade. And it looks like they're staying true to form here. So Queens takes the line out. It'll be interesting to see how how they fare against, again, a Guelph team with a lot of height. And straight away, Guelph looks pretty eager to compete here. Well, just slight bobble here forward off the Queen's hands, so Guelph will play on with the scrum advantage. Well, it's just a great tackle there again from Svoboda. Guelph looks to clear. Again, just down the middle of the park, and they seem to be happy with that. Now Queens has let that bounce, and it's run a little bit on them. And the attack looks a little aimless as that ball went to ground, and well defended by Guelph. I think Queens will get to work here from well into their end.
I'm expecting a box kick to come here.
Yeah, it looks like...
last one was a good one. See if they can make it contestable again, put pressure on Guelph. A little bit long.
Yeah, again, you're right. The kick just goes a little far for enough pressure, and Guelph's able to move that basically right across the field.
Good inside cover from the captain, got in there.
And then back to work come the Griffin forwards with a great catch latch drive here, but ran right through the ruck. The scrum half did really well to clear it, but it's been lost forward by Guelph, and now Queens is on the attack. And I mean, this is probably a point where you want to try and get the ball out and attack as quickly as possible while Guelph's transitioning back into defense. Nifty little kick there. Had to be well defended. That looked like 50-22 territory again.
I don't mind that option from Doyle. It was just a bit jagged there. It looks like the referee might have got in the way slightly, caused him to take an extra second to get the kickoff.
Yeah, it's not going poorly for Queens now. Once they can slow the Griffin offense down, it does take them a little bit more time to get moving here. But Guelph eager to play and throw the ball around. Lovely little offload out of the tackle. But so far, well defended by Queens. Well, little bobble at the back of the breakdown, but the referee says it's all backwards, so we can play on.
It's a lucky bounce for Curry there. That looked like it may have been a knock on. Play on, though.
Yeah, well, full credit to the team of three. They've done well at communicating so far, and you got to trust that they're all watching. Guelph again hits it up. They made their way to about half, and now they've lost a little bit of ground just from, again, great defense from Queens. Well, again, the ball's back here. Just a few players exchanging pleasantries. Nothing unusual for a final. Oh, well taken by the Queens scrum half. Webb there. Oh, nice
Baker
hands.
down the left side.
Looks like we got a bit of space wide. Lovely tackle, but Queens is still on the front foot here.
Got to make the most of this now.
Hard carry from Svoboda. We'll be looking for a quick ball, or at least Guelph to get out of the way here. Yep. Ball's produced. Again, well defended, but looks like we might have somebody offside here. So Queens will play on with advantage.
Good job from Greenstein to stay on his feet. Let the support come. Regenerate Emmons. Good strong carry. They're loaded on the left side now. Let's see if they can go wide.
Oh, Svoboda was not passing that. He was running hard and straight, and he's got some more positive yardage. Queens now, now that they're in Guelph's end, they look like they're eager to just keep playing quick ball. And it's going well for them as they approach the Griffin 22. A lovely little half gap there. Somebody just got a jersey, but it looks like the Gales thrown that forward on the offload into contact. That's unfortunate. That was their most promising attack of the game so far.
Yeah, advantage gained, I guess, as well. It's pretty close there. I would say they played enough and they got enough of a territorial gain there. It was a lovely little dummy of the ball from Webb. Just gave the little pump. The Guelph defender shot out on the wrong man. I think that was Burns that slipped through there and tried to link up with Svoboda. Unluckily, just went forward.
Yeah, that's a tough one as a referee when it looks like the team is on the front foot, everything's going well, you call advantage over, and then just a little quick forward pass. And yeah, too bad for Queens. That was an attacking or a promising attack.
They should take great confidence from that, though. They built the phases. A lot of this game has been played in this middle third. They did a really good job there. They drew the penalty, had a little line break. It's just unfortunate. Still lots of time in this game, a lot more rugby to be played.
Looks like the scrum's gone down to the far side here, but the ref will say play on. The ball's at the back, so let's clear it. Guelph bobbling it a little bit inside their own end. And this will be a big piece for Guelph. They look to be in control of the game so far, so just consistent exits. And that one will find the touchline. That's a pretty good clearance there.
I believe that was Dallin again who dropped in the pocket, the blindside winger. Having a really solid fundamental game right now. Great kicking. He even chased his own kick there. Very impressed with him so far in this final.
Yeah, the Gales will take a line out here pretty much at halfway. And it'll be interesting to see. I mean, again, a really well drilled, well organized, and well coached team are Queens. So we'll see what they can do if they can get a platform to attack from here. Good contest at the line out, and Guelph's up just in front, and they've turned it over and are eager to spin. Well, lovely little hands here, but again, well tackled.
That man, Kobe Foss, leader on this group. Oh!
Side entry into the ruck again.
I tell you what, that's got to be very frustrating for the Guelph captain. That's a great little run he had, shrugged off 2 tacklers, goes down, good ball prez, as you say. You just got to be accurate at the breakdown. The referee's been hot on it this game so far. It's another side entry penalty. Very unfortunate for Guelph. Now it's Queen. Queen's got to take an opportunity here, I think, with less than 10 minutes to go. Try and get a score, even if it's just a 3. Keep that scoreboard ticking over. Keep your noses in the game.
Well, they've put a decent clearance kick in here, so we're playing just outside the 22. But Queens has also got to retain their own ball at the lineout. It hasn't gone well for them so far with a knock on and then a clean steal from the Griffins the last time. And then again, Guelph's able to get a hand and knock it back.
Yeah, the combo of Collins and Sterling causing a lot of problems right now. Line-out time for Queens.
And the, again, patient Guelph forwards will just look to use their size and physicality. Just run hard in numbers and set a platform, and you got to expect Guelph's thinking clearance kick here. Oh, nice run up through. We got the centers combining with the back row for a latch and drive. And yeah, Guelph's looking to spin, not held in the tackle, so we'll run on.
Great run from Black.
Brendan Black. This is the excitement machine right now making it happen. Looks like there'll be more possession for Guelph, and again, back to their hard charging forwards. The hooker Scullin. Just throwing the ball around, but Queen's defense kind of lost their attack there, so Guelph will keep playing forward. I think just patiently looking for their moments, and now they've got penalty advantage. Well taken through the Griffin forwards, and it's just another great attack. Looks like that one was a forward pass.
Really good variation in the Guelph game right now. It looked like they were just going to set up for an exit, someone deep in the pocket, but Brendan Black in the 10 position saw it was on to play. They punched up in the middle with Ince, and then he took the short side himself, had a little go. Queens will feel a bit unlucky there. They didn't have him held. Great recognition by Black. He's not held, got back up and took an extra 30 meters there. It was a great run and got him on the front foot.
Yeah, I mean, Guelph's been using their blindside wing Dallin to do a lot of the clearance kicking, so I mean, tough dynamic to defend when you can have your fly half kind of loading a back line.
Definitely. Now it'll be interesting to see. They've kind of mixed up their line of attack. They've done them all. They've done a couple back breakouts. I think here, surely they got to go to the maul.
Yeah, Queens again not contesting, looking to stop the maul. But it is well organized from the Griffins. It's going back, but again, they've been patient with this. Referee's going to let him play as Guelph peels around the corner.
Good job by Queens.
Well,
that's Scullin who broke off the side there. Another maul is regenerated.
Yeah, Guelph's going to need to work to get this back here. Oh, well done to Adam Ford. Looks like.
Yeah, Adam Ford over.
Again, patience with Guelph at the back of that maul, just waiting, finding the soft spot and powering through. Adam Ford's not a small human, is he?
No, he's a big boy. Played with the Guelph Redcoats this past summer. Previously we had Brantford before that. I played with him down in Brantford. He grew so much as a young player then a couple summers ago. And he's got the size and the physicality about him. I think now with a bit of that rugby IQ behind him, with so many games being played not only at club level but here at Guelph, he's really turned into a very good second row forward.
Yeah, so far the confidence Guelph has been playing with is really working out to their advantage. They've been patient. They've crashed when they need to. They've just been able to retain their own ball. And I mean, really, when you look at the difference in what's happened to the Queens game, I don't think Queens has really won much of their own ball at the set piece.
Now, it's unfortunate there. It seems like Queens initially on their maul defense, it looks like they have it sorted, but then Guelph's experience, I think, just shows with how they know they can stay in the fight, find the angles they need to, and come out on top, either drawing another penalty or squeezing through and keep getting game line ball. Now, Queens, although it's 21-3 with about 5 minutes to go here, they're still not out of this game. There's still lots of rugby to be played, still a second half. They just got to stick to their systems. Now, the only thing is, if the score keeps kind of extending here, they may need to take more shots than they normally would be comfortable with.
Yeah, that's for sure. You don't want to get the game to get away from you, especially in a final. Well, excellent clearing kick, and it's just mishandled by the Queens fullback.
Merker at the back.
Yeah, and
very unfortunate.
Knocked backwards, but unfortunately out of bounds. So Guelph now with an attacking lineout inside the Queens end.
Yeah, again, a name I've been saying all night, Dallin, that blindside winger. He takes the kickoff kicks right away. Pinpoint accuracy. That's one of those kicks that it's almost better than kicking out on the full. You put it so close to the touchline on a windy day like this. It's tough for the opposition fullback to really deal with it.
Guelph again looking pretty proficient at the set piece here with a lot of attacking options off this lineout. The scrum half decides to keep. But unfortunately, support just wasn't there fast enough. Queens was over the ball.
I think that's Sabota again over top of it. Yeah, they do that little peel play with the 9 wrapping around. I'm not too sure about keeping himself. Queens play here.
Yeah, they spied an opportunity, and I mean, if you haven't won a lineout yet, maybe kicking for touch isn't your best friend, so fair enough. They'll tap and go, try and catch Guelph napping a little. But I don't think Guelph's going to sleep too much in this game. Nice little change up in the short side attack. A nice ball movement from the Gales, but again, well defended from the Griffins.
Strong carry from Pipchuk.
Yeah, Guelph's in over top, but looks like they're not on ball, so we'll play again to Queens, who now puts the ball into a bit of space. If that'll run, no. Bounce well.
Great play from Webb there. He's chased his own kick. Does he have it? No. Good cover from Henry there at the back for Guelph.
That bounce just sat there, and I mean, both players had a pretty even shot at that. We've got a Guelph player down and receiving some attention behind the plate. But the referee will play on until the ball gets too close to him. The referee deems this to be okay, so we'll play. Nice little individual effort by Webb and a great take. It might have been a take on Adam Ford. Not an easy man to take down, but
only one in the backfield right now for Queens. Now they're dropping 2 extra.
Yeah, now they got 3 back here. Because Guelph again looks postured to kick pretty much all the time, and at the same time is always ready to attack wide.
Guelph do have to remember they're down a man right now. I'm trying to see who that is down.
Nifty little chip through, hit a Queens player. The ref deemed it to be a knock on, not a charge down, so we'll play for the Guelph scrum, but right now we're going to put a pause in the game so that we can appropriately assess the injured player.
I couldn't really catch the number there. I think it was the number 3 Powell, just looking at the squad who's still standing right now.
Yeah, I think you're right. It looked like a front row forward. Ground shook a little bit when he fell, so you know he was heavy. And I mean, that, talking again about Guelph's front row depth, that if this player can't continue, this may at least provide a little bit more of an advantage for Queens. And yeah, looking at the amount of assistance he needs to get off the field, I have a feeling we'll be making a substitution here.
That's their unfortunate. You have to remember as well, both these teams have qualified for the Canadian University Men's Rugby Championship next week. out on the West Coast. That's a man that hopefully he'll be able to be good to go next week.
Yeah, if you're wondering why the Thursday night final, both teams have to play 3 games of rugby next week at the National University Championship out in Vancouver, BC. So they wanted to get this game over with as quickly as possible so they can recover for I think it's a Wednesday national quarterfinal.
Yeah, unfortunately that doesn't look good. He's not putting any pressure on that left leg, but they got a great staff here at both universities, Guelph and Queens. I'm sure the med staff will be on 24-hour watch with all these players, trying to get them ready and fit to go next week once this game's done.
Yep, that's for sure. And as we watch the scrum, well, the replacement for Guelph is doing an all right job, but a little pressure applied by Queens. Still, Guelph looking comfortable and in control. So they work the ball across the field here through the back line.
Little kick from
chip
Henry.
Through. Oh, well dealt with from Queens, and they are on the attack quickly.
Went backwards, still play on. That's a great cover from Merker at the back there. He's got a lot of tough kicks to deal with so far this first half, and he's doing a pretty good job of it.
Yeah, all things considered, they've done well here as Webb deals with just a bit of a bobble ball at the back of the breakdown. Referee signaled advantage here, and it looks like it may have been for offside.
May have played the 9 a bit early there. We'll see. They got to use this now.
Yeah, well, it's advantage to Queens,
Great
but
ball.
Again, well defended by Guelph, and they're in over top of it quick, so the ref decides that, yeah.
See what the signal here is from the referee.
Not rolling away. Okay. Fair call. So we'll see what Queens does here. Again, they yet to win a line out, but they're going to go to the corner and see what they can do here. Not a lot of time left in the half, so this is pretty close to their last chance to put some points on before the half ends.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been surprised there if they went for the 3. I know they're down 21-3 right now, but 21-6, you just keep it ticking over. If they can get the line out to work here, though, and come away with some more points, it's definitely beneficial going in the second half.
No, definitely a better move there from the Gales, as Guelph wasn't able to get anybody up to compete. And now they're dealing with some possession deep in the Griffin territory here.
That's a matchup they want. Front row forward on the 10.
Lovely little latch and tackle and pretty quick ball. You've got to bet they're looking for Svoboda here. Queens will be patient now that playing the ball on the Guelph 5-meter line. They definitely are in control of this. Just little hit-ups, and this has been kind of the Queens team that we've seen over the last decade. Anytime they get possession deep in your end and they're playing on your goal line, they're patient, they wait, and points usually aren't far behind. Guelph doing a great job at defending here. Staying onside. Oh, they've
got an advantage here.
Advantage from the referee. Looks like something in the tackle there. Again, another great tackle, but the referee will let them play here. Svoboda takes a carry. Quick ball here from Webb. Queens likes the look. Now, knowing they had penalty advantage, they were eager to spin it, but the ref will stop play here. Looks like he wants to have a word with Guelph. Got to figure this will just be a warning.
Yeah, I don't think Queens hasn't been down here enough to be able to give a yellow card right away there. Looks like they're setting up for the tap and go. Svoboda.
Yep, we did have offside here, was the call in the last one. And Queens tap and go, and well defended here. Guelph's in over top and has turned the ball over.
It's a great turnover from McKinney there.
Now Guelph will just be patient, likely look to clear and just get out of the half. Not a great clearance, but it doesn't matter because that'll bring us to halftime.
21-3, that's a big moment right there. Massive turnover from McKinney, the open side flanker. It's not over yet.
No, it's, I mean, the scoreline's a little tilted in Guelph's favor, but 3 scores is all it takes. Guelph's been able to dot them down, so you got to believe Queens is going to at least come out with the belief that they can do the same.
Yeah, I'm sure Queens will make some adjustments at halftime. They've had their opportunities right there. That was a very key moment at the end of the half. They could have gone in 21-10 down. big thing will be the first 5 to 10 minutes of this second half. Can Queens come out, get an early score, put pressure back on Guelph, and just keep their nose in the game? They don't want to. The next score cannot go towards Guelph. It'll just keep them extending their lead, and it'll give them more confidence. They're a team that's very, very good at playing with a lead, and they're not going to want them to get too far ahead.
Yeah, I mean, Queens really threw everything at the Griffins there, didn't they? They went to a box kick strategy for a little while, kicking deep into the Guelph corner, and just flat out attack, changing direction, inside passes, and Guelph is, well, at 21-3, you could say definitively Guelph's defended quite well.
Yeah, I think honestly both teams' defenses have been very, very good. If you look at the Guelph scores, 2 of them have come off, one was off an advantage off the driving maul, played wide to Josh Inson, and even earlier in the game, a bit of a looser kick to Brendan Black. They were able to counterattack down the right side, and younger brother Jacobins got in for that first try. So it's not like the Griffins have been able to carry through the Queens Gales and vice versa with Queens carrying into Guelph. It's just key moments. I think key moments in finding the right matchups, and Guelph so far has done a better job of doing that.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. I mean, we haven't seen a lot of the game played deep in either team's end. It's largely been played kind of between the 22s, but so far advantage Guelph. I mean, the set piece has been a big advantage.
Yeah, definitely up front, and I think Queens would have known that. Obviously, Guelph have leaked a couple penalties at scrum time, gotten them back on the front foot, gotten them back down into Queens' end. But as you said, a lot of the game's been playing this middle part. It's been nice and easy for us when we've been commentating here. It's been right in front of us. But I'm sure Butcher will be talking to the Queens team now about how they're going to transition that ball. They need to play more in Guelph's end, put the pressure back on top of them. And I think Guelph will be very happy, 21-3 up. They've done a very good job of clearing their lines. They're not messing about in their own third, and pretty much stay the course for them if they can keep the discipline, keep putting the ball down in Queens' end, go to their set piece, scrum, line out. They should be able to hopefully close this out for the next 40 minutes.
Well, it's 40 minutes to play, and I mean, Queens isn't going to go away quietly, that's for sure. Just an injury update on the Guelph tight end, Seth Powell. He's still receiving some attention on the sideline, but it looks like he's back to walking on 2 feet, and he's got a smile on his face. So fingers crossed that was more of a scare and a preventative replacement than anything, and he'll be able to get back into action next week.
Yeah, unfortunate for the tight head there. He was having a very strong game, especially scrum time. But as you said, there's more rugby next week. I know he would have liked to gone a little bit longer in this gold medal matchup, but I'm sure he'll play a big part next week out west.
We usually play a full 10-minute halftime here. It's a little chilly for the players whose heart rates, were up at the whistle, but after 10 minutes of standing around in short shorts in this weather, you start to get a little cold.
I was saying before the game, I definitely do not miss these late night November games, especially up here at Guelph. For whatever reason, it seems like you can come from wherever and it'll be 5 to 10 degrees colder as soon as you get up here. A very tough place for away teams to come play.
Yeah, we used to say the same thing about the wind coming off the lake in Kingston. But no, both teams will, again, great coaching staffs in both programs, and so it'll be interesting to see the adjustments that they make at halftime.
Yeah, just touching on the coaching staffs, we've got the head coaches, Dave Butcher for Queens, Corey Hector for Guelph. Have done a real fantastic job with their programs. What I'm most impressed with is some of the young coaches they have underneath them. You got Adam Moz and Tom Van Horn at Guelph who are doing a really good job. And then even at Queens, Dave Worsley's a guy who used to play for Queens. Seems like he's stuck around forever, and he's still an assistant coach there. He's doing a really good job with this Queens team. And there's a young Engelbrecht on the sideline actually who has stopped playing but has continued on as a coach. So it's great to see some of these younger guys who are still keeping themselves involved in the game on the other side of it.
Yeah, both programs will be quite familiar with each other, having played this final against each other for the better part of the last decade. Hasn't been consistent every year, but most of them in recent memory, going back to the days where Pete Hugenboss was coaching the Queens Gales. They had a bit of a dynasty there.
Yes, these two programs have been been the cream of the crop in the OUA for quite some time. I know there's a lot of other programs around the province who are hoping to push their heads in there. But for right now, it's Queens Guelph, second half, OUA final.
You saw the same matchup on the women's side at the in the national bronze medal game was Queens versus Guelph, who had also hit it out in the OUA final. So universities have quite a rivalry, but both programs I think have a lot of respect for each other. As we see the second half back underway here, Queens looks to clear deep, great clearing kick, but again, well taken by Guelph, and they're just back on the attack inside the Queens end with some hard charging forward play.
That's McKinney again. He's done really good. 2 early knock-ons, but he's got himself right back in the game. Massive turnover just before the end of the half, and a good strong carry to start the second half.
Yeah, Guelph maybe tried to force it a little bit too much there. You know, you're up 21-3 starting the half. Just tried to get that extra pass off, and looks like it came forward. So we'll see Queens take the ball in the scrum, and this will be interesting now. Doesn't look like Queens made any replacements in the tight 5 at half, but we know Guelph is definitely playing with a new tight head.
Yeah, I'm sure Queens would have made a little bit of an adjustment as they can up front. Dave Butcher probably would have given some key insights into what he's been able to see in the first half. They just need a platform here. They just need to be able to get the ball in and out and get going into their shape.
No, the first scrum of the second half looks like it'll slip. The referee will reset. He'll have a word with both teams, tell them to keep it up.
Now just looking at the setup here for Queens, they've kind of got that box shape almost, or a little bit of a swap setup. They got Dacre out the back. Looks like they have Godden that'll be coming short. With a flat 4, it'll be interesting to see if they're going to try and transition the field with a kick or play a bit ball in hand. When you're down a couple scores or 3 scores now, it kind of puts a bit of pressure on you to get some scores early.
Yeah, you got to expect Queens to look to attack from here. The scrum holds,
Good
and
scrum.
It holds well. The ball's cleared well from Queens out the back. They put it off the foot. That's a bit of a miscue there, isn't it? As it goes out on the full. So
you know what? That's a very tough ask for the 13 there. He's a right-footed kicker, Dacre. It's always tough coming from your right to left to kind of make sure you don't swing around that kick and force it out on the left-hand side. Understand the process there. Transition the field is just maybe personnel and trying to think about where you are on the pitch and especially for kicking's sake, if you're a right-footed kicker or a left-footed kicker.
Yeah, I mean, he's been pretty good with ball in hand on attack too, so it was an interesting choice of tactic, and too bad to see it didn't come off. But, well, first miscue of the lineout for Guelph here. No contest, but ball did not go to hand, and it's ended up with Queens. And they're eager to get their attack going here. Well, little bobble there. Referee said it went
kick through.
forward.
It's Kobe Fost.
Oh, he's quick too, isn't he?
Is it going to go too far, Ned?
The short Griffin in goals. That looks well gathered. The referee says try.
That's a great finish from Kobe Fost.
Well, I mean, when your defense is playing on the front foot like that, if you bobble a ball, this is always a risk for you. And that Queens, who look like they, earned a platform in the set piece, and maybe we're starting to get the toehold into the game. Now see themselves back under their own posts and down another 5 points.
Yeah, you know what? That is a bit of a killer. You know, Guelph finally had a bit of a falter at the line-out time. Sabota cleaned it up at the back. They looked to play wide. Bit of a loose pass. I think Godden might have just dropped it, and loose ball. And a player like Kobe Foss, he's coming forward, kicks it through. Another kick again. He was playing a bit of FIFA out there. That's a fantastic finish. And the kind of finish that you'd expect from a player like that. He's been part of the Arrows organization in the senior setup since 2021. Very good young player, promising future in the game. And you kind of expect moments like that, especially from not only your star players, but your captain and your leader.
Yeah, agreed. He's the next level talent for sure. And definitely looked at on that play. I mean, here's another kick that definitely not a sitter in between the 5 and the 15. But given how well the Guelph kicker slotted the first 2. Third one's up. Flags are up. Looks good.
Dallin having a very, very solid fundamental game. Goal kicking on point. He's cleaning up the scraps when he needs to, clearing his lines where he needs to. And it's 28-3, 5 minutes into the second half. Still lots of time for Queens, but now this is when the pressure starts to build onto teams, right? You're down a few scores. You might try and force a few things. Guelph just needs to trust their process, clear their lines, and allow Guelph to try and force their way back into the game.
Yeah, a bit of a miscue on the take and the restart there, but ends up in Guelph's hands, and here they are rumbling forward again. Oh, that's a big up and under here from the Griffins. Not an easy take under the lights with a bit of wind, but well handled by the Queens winger. And now the back three are on attack. They got numbers here from Queens,
wow.
And he's going to go.
That's a fantastic run. Greenstein.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of moment you need for Queens.
Absolutely. They needed to score next, and boy, did they ever put that together. I mean, it looked like nothing in it. Guelph was in control, put the ball up, testing kick, but the chase was a little lacking. And all of a sudden, Queens had 5 jerseys around the ball, and Guelph didn't.
Yeah, it's funny. It's one of those moments I was saying how Dallins had a pretty solid fundamental game, and it's not a bad kick from him, but unfortunately your kick's only as good as your chase. So he's put a high ball up right on the halfway. The winger there, Greenstein's taking it, and just seemed a bit disconnected, the Guelph chase there, and he's able to throw a dummy slide through. And he came in with a beauty amount of space and speed, and he just carved right through the Guelph defense. And he's keeping Queens alive in this. That's a massive score 1 minute after Guelph got on the board here in the second half.
Well, and we remember the leg from the kicker early in the game. So we'll see how accurate it is with this, but this would be a big 2 points. It's out to the right and does not curl. So unfortunately, just 5 points in it for Guelph. 28-8, but they're back to within 3 scores. And well, if they can attack and score quick points like that, we still got a lot of time to play. Guelph just needs to kind of get back to their comfort zone and remain in control here.
What I've been very impressed with both these squads here, Queens, especially at halftime, no one seemed panicked. They seemed very comfortable and in control, and even after that early score, they've come back and answered right back. Same with the Guelph Griffins there, although they've just leaked a pretty soft try, I think, in terms of their standards. Seemed very confident, right back into their systems, kick off deep, and now they've got an attacking line out in the Queens Gales half.
Well, we'll see how they can handle this. Again, neither team's really gone too deep into the bench, but we're starting to see the subs warm up. And that could be a factor that plays into the second half too, to see who can bring some fresh legs on to maybe change the game a little. Again, no contest from Queens. Guelph decides to peel the ball out the back and crash it up through the centers and keep playing wide. Just hard lines run by the Griffins, but well defended by the Gales.
For the comeback.
Oh, the lovely little out the back play here and an inside pass. And boy, those Guelph backs are really look like they're running downhill here. As Guelph batters away with some possession deep in the Queens end. Looks like they're at about the 5 meter here. They're just set to keep rumbling, latch tackling. Given how easy they've been able to take 5 meters most of the game, the strategy should play out for them. Oh, but it's knocked on. Right on the goal line, so it's Queens ball with advantage. And referee will bring it back for the scrum.
That's another key moment right there. We're still early days in the second half, but a brilliant little 21 play. They've gone 2 phases around. They've done the little peel at the back. They go to their big ball carrier, Ince in the middle. He comes flying in. McKinney around the corner on the second phase, and then attack the short side back with Josh Ince and Kobe Foss, and they get right down to the goal line and then just maybe forcing it slightly to try and get over there.
Guelph goes to the bench here. Dylan Shaw is in, number 17, and Daniel Luciani is also in the game, number 20. So Guelph putting some fresh legs on in the pack. Now, I mean, 5 meter scrum right underneath your own post, not exactly a great spot to play from, especially how Queens was under pressure in the scrum in the first half, but we'll see here if they've settled in a little bit and can trust their platform.
Yeah, they've got a 3-3 split there. Webb on the right, Godin on the left. I'd assume they're going to try and play to Webb and just clear their lines here.
Well, not an easy spot to defend when you got to have a couple of players back for the kick. But it'll be interesting to see which tactics Queens goes for here. I mean, down 20 points needing to score. Maybe you're a bit more aggressive.
Yeah, if they can get a good platform here, you got 3v2 on the right-hand side right away. It'll be interesting to see how the Guelph 9 defends this. Is he going to keep pressuring Doyle on that side, or is he going to drop into the boot? I'd assume in here he'd probably drop into the boot to be able to go both ways, but we'll see.
Yeah, backline a little bit of help, but no.
He'll stay up.
Queens moves the ball quickly, and looks like the ball just kind of slid off the side of the boot. So Guelph will end up with a pretty favorable attacking line out here inside the Queens 22.
Yeah, as we just saw, it's a tough area to clear from. Guelph brought pressure on the kicker there, and it's just sliced off the outside of his boot. Still cleared their lines a little bit of pressure relief, but with this Guelph line out, I wouldn't be surprised if we see another driving maul here. And it could be some more tough defending times here for Queens.
Yeah, the wind has picked up a little bit, and again, Guelph's gone to the bench here, put a few new players in, but that line out still looks pretty rock solid. Queens' maul is tight and tough, and scrum half for Guelph looks like he takes it around the back.
I think that was the number 8 Williams there. Smart decision to go down the short side. Got gain line front football now.
Yeah, they're again just trying everything and looking fairly comfortable against the Gales. But Queens defending fairly well here. They're going to need to really stand in against some of these big Guelph ball carriers. As we are over the line. Nope, referee signaling penalty advantage here. So this will be no try.
Now, interesting call here. I know it's not in the Guelph Griffins DNA, but this is an OUA final. You've got a good goal kicker. Now, I'm sure with their dominance and knowing you, Dave, as well, you'd be calling for the scrum time here.
Oh, I think the crowd would love to see the scrum here, Will.
And we're going to get it. And I think it is, in the way the game's gone, it probably is the right call. They've been very dominant up front. Scrum's going well. Williams at the back there. I would love to see an old traditional number 8 pickup here. The back line's loaded completely to the left.
Yeah, the Queens winger on the left side here looks like he's a man on an island.
Yeah, I would definitely take that matchup 10 times out of 10 if I was Williams. He's got Josh Ince outside to his right. Now you got Black and Jacobin stacked.
That's a pretty good hold from Queens in the scrum here. Guelph's going to go left. Lovely, yeah. Lovely keep.
Great keep. Brendan Black, try time.
Yeah, I mean, that's a one-on-one matchup that's going to be tough to stop. He was outside the back row. Back row had to dig in to stop the scrum anyways, and when you only got to make 5 meters.
It's a tough spot of the field to defend from. Midfield scrum, they're able to stack. They're 10 and they're 12 in behind the scrum there. And as soon as Black just drifted to the left, he's a great runner of the ball. He wants to carry the ball, but he's also got a good short runner outside him. I believe it was Kobe Fost. And then he's got Jacob Ince out the back for a Queens defense. It's very tough. Ideally on set piece D, you can get double tackles, but from the midfield scrums, you're usually relying on good one-on-one tackles, but that close to the line, it's very easy to get over.
Yeah, that looked pretty routine from the Griffins to pop the ball in from 5 meters out. And Queens is now starting to look at the clock, thinking this might have gotten away from him a little bit here. Another great kick.
35-8, 26 minutes to go in this contest. Still a decent amount of time. As you say, I think Queens may start to have in the back of their minds it might be a little bit too far, but I'm sure they're going to come back and throw everything at these Guelph Griffins.
Well, I think we'll see both teams head to the benches as well. Again, knowing we've got games to prep for next week as well. So it'll hopefully give some of their other players a shot to make a mark on this game. Queens does well here with the kick return, and we'll earn some possession inside the Guelph end. But again, it's a line out where they've been under some pressure.
Now I believe this is Michael Chapman who's come on for the Queens Gales at hooker.
Well, the throw
Great defense from
necessarily
Guelph.
straight, but it looks like it's gone through Guelph hands, and I think the referee's content to just let them play here.
It's that same old Surrey Sterling. I think that's his second or third steal right there at line-out time.
Yeah, he's a tough guy to throw the ball over.
Good feed from Kobe Foss there.
Yeah, just great little handling from the Griffins on the attack. But looks like Queens is not making it easy for them. They're definitely
They've
not
actually
gonna
turned the
give
ball
up.
over.
Well done.
Trainer, he's had a pretty solid game tonight. Although they're down, he's taken a lot of hard carries, hard meters off the edge of the sideline.
Good collision there, but it looks like the Guelph isn't able to take advantage of it. Queens will roll on. Some pretty nice quick ball here. Well defended at ruck time. And yeah, the Griffin player is on his feet, hands on the ball. He's got full rights to it.
Really good defensive set there from Guelph. Causing a mess at ruck time. You know, they weren't getting the turnover on the first or the second opportunity, but just making it a mess. The ball seemed to squirt out. A Queens forward had to pick it up there, got isolated, and I think that was Owen Williams, the number 8, over top of the ball. Good turnover.
Yeah, I mean, the compete at every breakdown really just, it'll tire you out as a forward pack when you're trying to retain your own ball. And Guelph has been on their feet and aggressive at breakdowns for most of the game so far.
Now trying to figure out who that is down for the Queens Gales here.
Somebody
I believe
in
it's one of the second rows.
Yeah.
I think it's Burns, the number 4.
Yep. That's exactly who it is. Yeah, it looks like he just caught an arm in that tackle a little bit and came off second best. And again, that's hopefully something that he can get some attention for and be in shape to play again next week.
And Evan Raymond has entered the field of play. Now I believe he's a Guelph Griffins alum. He's now doing his law school at Queens, if I'm correct. He had a couple cheers from the Guelph Griffins subs.
Yeah, he's not a small man. Let's see what kind of impact he can have in this game.
It could be what they need in this kind of moment right now. He should know the Guelph line out decently well from his years past. Maybe you can add a bit of spice up front.
I mean, not the first time a player who did their undergrad at Guelph has moved on to play against Guelph as a grad student. Graham White, we're going way back here, played for Guelph and then Western and then Queens.
That's the trifecta there
yeah,
in the OUA rugby, wow.
And I think he won OUA titles at all 3 schools, to be honest.
Strong carry from Mintz there.
Oh. I mean, Queens has definitely put some defense in, but this is an exciting play for the fans in the corner. It's well gathered, and it looks like we'll go to a goal line dropout. For those of you expecting a 22, the goal line dropout's a law that came in a few years ago. And so now Queens has got to take a drop kick from their own goal line.
That was Griffin's bread and butter there. Hit Jacob Ince up in the middle. Strong carry over the gain line. Play wide through the hands. Jacob Ince on the ball again.
Deep kick, a nice spot right into the corner. But yeah, the Guelph attack is just unrelenting at this point. Again, another strong carry through the forwards with really tight support on the latch and drive. And just nifty little handling. Makes it hard for Queens to get a clean lick on anybody here. Another good fight from the Griffin forwards as they approach the Queens 5-meter line. You got to figure we're just going to see a little bit more of this.
Guelph's doing a good job pre-latching there, especially off 9. 2v1.
Yeah,
very
fight,
hard for the
punch.
defender.
And they'll keep working here again. Guelph doesn't need to be in a rush here. They're in a great spot to play a rugby game. And they'll just keep looking to recycle. Oh, the referee said ball's held up in goal, so we'll go back to another goal line dropout. Well, and that's the risk of the tight play inside the goal line is if you can't get it back, held up in goal is, well, it sends you back a ways. Guelph again going back to the bench.
I believe that's Morris, number 22, coming on for Josh Inns. And number 19, Foley, will be entering the field of play for Sterling. He's had a great night tonight at line-out time. Done a real good job disrupting Queen's attack. They really haven't had a chance to even launch off their line-out. Great performance from him, and a solid performance from Josh Inns on the wing as well.
Well, Queens again clears deep down the middle of the park. And Guelph's back on the attack just outside the Queens 22. Getting their new players involved here for the Griffins. No, ball's lost forward into contact, so we'll see what Queens can do with this possession here as they spin it quickly and look to move it across the field and catch Guelph before they can set their defense. Now here's a deep kick, and the chase is a little slow. And Guelph is again back on the attack inside the Queens end.
Kicks are just starting to hang up in the wind a little bit. I think it's picking up and maybe slightly in the face of the Queens team. Not sure. It feels like it's coming directly towards us, Dave, but
it's a cold night to be standing still outside, Will, that's for sure.
Good feet from Black. Good offload. There's Inns again.
Lovely. As
looking to link
up.
up.
Some support.
Oh,
just can't quite connect the hands there. Almost wonder if it would have been better to back his own footwork. But won't complain with seeing another scrum. These teams have been going at it with a couple of changes on both sides. It'll be interesting to see how that changes the dynamic.
I like this young Thaisen coming on for the Guelph Griffins. Substituting Henry. I'm assuming Brendan Black will slide to fullback and Thaisen will take the 10 role. Young player out of the Brantford Harlequins, know him very well.
He's definitely an athlete. So we watch the scrum pack down here. Queens again just not getting a lot of possession that they can play with in the second half. As they are stuck with the ball deep in their own end, they're going to have to kick to clear. I mean, well executed. Deep ball, kick it to the new player, Thaisen, but he handles it quite competently. Guelph goes back to work at halfway, just smash and drive with their forwards.
Unlucky for Trainer there. I thought he had rights that ball.
Yeah, I agreed. The referee did not. But Guelph will do a good job of working the ball across the field. Thaisen still running a good attack. Queens might have something here if they can turn it over. Looks like we're all into a maul here. Guelph will look to bash it forward, but I don't know that's coming out. The referee says no. Queens are in the scrum.
Good defense from the Queens Gales. Now just looking over the clock. 18 and a half minutes to go here. Queens do really need to take a shot now. They need to score quick and they need to score often. I believe that's Connor Gittins coming on the field for Adam Doyle. Doyle had a solid game. It's tough. It is tough to play the halfback position when you're going backwards. Not a set platform. But I think he did a pretty good job tonight. I'm sure he'll be disappointed coming off with the scoreline looking the way it is, but he's a good player. But Connor Gittins coming on as well, just as good of a player. Queens are lucky like that. They've had some great nines come through their program. One of them that comes to mind is my good friend Will MacArthur. If he's watching, I'm sure he is. Unfortunately, the scoreline's not going the way it is for his Queens Gales right now, but they produce some very skilled players, and they still have weapons that they can really launch from here and have a go at Guelph.
I think the referee's going to reset that. Looked like the scrum half put it in. It came out. He knocked it back in with his hands. The referee, I think, really doesn't want to blow his whistle at this point and just try and let both teams take this game right through to the end.
No, he's done a really good job tonight, honestly, keeping the game going. It feels like it's flowed really well. This is kind of a typical 60, 65 minutes into the game. Tired bodies, maybe some guys wanting to take a bit more time between, but I'm sure on a cold night I know as spectators and commentators, we'd rather see them play. Well, I'm
okay to watch the scrum here, Will. But That's just the front row in me. Well, Queens does another job of getting it back under immense pressure. Boy, they were, Guelph was close to the turnover there, but kicked through, and bouncing ball could go anywhere, but it's gone into Guelph's hands. And they're back on the attack against a bit of a mixed Queens defense. A bit of a mixed Guelph offense as we see the ball go to ground and get bobbled back a little bit here. This is most of the deepest Queens has been in the Guelph end this half. It's like Ty Easton with a deep clearance. Queens lets it bounce. That's a tough one on this turf. They haven't gathered it yet. There we go. Let's see where the attack goes. It's the winger that scored the try in the first half. Looked electric, but Guelph's handled him well. Now their defense is going to go to work.
Queens need to try and be a bit more expansive here. I think they really do have to take some shots now.
Yeah, you got to figure they're going to play a little bit more ball in hand and see what they can do. Hard carries to the forwards. Again, well defended by the Griffins so far. Queens wants the ball quick. Some nice movement here, but there's just not a lot of room for the Gales to run. The referee's got advantage here. Could have just been a tackle coming up a little bit above the
Trainer. He's
nice
been
break.
great all night.
Yeah, nice break from the loose head prop. Now Quinn's playing expansively. Oh, big defense, sees the ball slide back, but still in Queen's hands, and I think we're still playing on penalty advantage here. Svoboda goes for a bit of a run. Pushing the offload. Another little chip over the top. And just not taken, but referee will bring it back.
Believe he's just called a seatbelt tackle here.
I think it was, yeah, boy, it was quite a few phases ago. But yeah, looks like high tackle.
Yeah, it's always tough on those cover runs with the new laws. You're staying upright to be able to keep up with the wide attackers. It's milliseconds really to adjust your height. It's quite tough, so usually you see those seatbelt type tackles happen. I think it's well managed. The referee knows nothing in it. He's just slid up.
Yeah, I think at this point in the game, the last thing we want to see is any serious foul play where players are getting injured. So I think the referee will be cognizant to keep an eye on high tackles or anything behind the ball, but it's been a pretty clean game with both teams so far. Guelph bringing in Oliver Alp as back reserve, and number 16, Augustus Murphy, coming in. Speaking of great number 16s that come out of the University of Guelph, Eric Howard comes to mind as a hooker who also did quite well in reserve in his time playing for Canada and professionally with the NOLA Gold.
Yeah, Dave Skolin just walking in front of us here. Good shift for him up front.
Yeah, looking at how good Guelph's set piece was, it all hinges around the hooker, and he's had himself a game. It's like Queens is awarded a penalty and elects to go quick. Makes a lot of sense given the way the set piece has been functioning, and they're playing with advantage. Looks like maybe not back 10. So they will continue to pound the attack here and hopefully put some points on the board. Again, that Guelph defense has been pretty well a blanket across Queens all night. Well, ball's knocked on here by Queens, but they'll bring it back to the advantage for not 10. You got to figure 3 points is no longer on the table here.
No, it's play quick.
Yep.
Gittins looking to tap or take his time. No, they're going to play. That goes to Svoboda again.
Yeah, it's probably the best option they've got tonight. Another hard carry here from the Gales. But it's lost forward, and well, that seems to be kind of the story of the night, doesn't it? The Gales offense has just run into a wall and hasn't been able to build phases.
Yeah, you know what? Couple unfortunate bounces for them, but as you say, it's kind of been the story all night. Guelph's defense has looked really, really strong all night long. Haven't really looked like breaking. They've given up some soft edges, but been really comfortable tracking across, making those cover tackles. And even for Queens, when they have to defend so much, if you think about up front, you know, they're defending scrum time, they've been on the back foot a bit, maul time, it takes a lot out of you. So as soon as you got to play, their forwards up front, even bringing in the reserves, it takes a lot out of you. And when you're chasing a game, when you're behind by a few scores, you don't really have much energy to keep going, right? So I feel for the Queens Gales. It's not really been their night. Still time left. If they can get a quick score here, maybe they can make it a little bit interesting. But it seems like it's looking Guelph Griffins again. I think for the third time in a row, it could be their night to win again.
Yeah, nice pressure Queens puts on in the scrum here, and it's definitely made this difficult for Guelph to deal with as they play in with their toes on their own goal line here. But Guelph just has to do simple things and then kick to exit, which they do, although could have had a little more on the kick. Well fielded. Again, this looks similar to their first try, but it's knocked forward from Guelph. There is the call from the referee, so Queens will play on with knock-on advantage.
Yeah, I guess just in that tackle, he must have got a piece of the ball there. I thought it was going to be a Queens knock-on, but we play on.
Well, yeah, given how dangerous the Queens wingers look with the ball on that phase, it probably works out for the best here.
Good little snipe from Gittins there. They just need to try and find some go-forward ball anywhere.
Yeah, it's been tough for them to find attacking options here. The box kick strategy helped them a little bit in the first half with some territory, but when you're down 35-8, kicking the ball away is not really a tool you can bring out of the toolkit. A lovely little wide attack here, but a little bit too deep, and Queens is in some trouble here. Yeah. Guelph all over that ball on their feet, and pretty clear turnover there.
Yeah, just a bit of a loose pass from Webb. I don't know if it was a bit of miscommunication. His deep runner was quite far out the back. Loose ball. Guelph comes forward, and two backs getting a breakdown turnover. I'm sure they'll be celebrating that after the game tonight. Not too often you see a reserve 10 and a reserve winger come in and get the turnover, but good technique and Guelph ball.
Well, and looking at how this game's shaping up here, this if it goes Guelph's way, this will be their third straight title, and really cementing this program as a bit of a dynasty in the OUA. Ironically, this is the 25th anniversary of the Griffins' second ever title they won in 1998. And the only title they won before that was, I believe, in 1974. But,
now those were the two. There's a Gage family involved in both of those wins, I believe.
Yeah, that Bruce the Mess Gage was fly half in 74, and Hayden, well, let's call him Hayden the Mess Gage, was the fly half in 98. Then it was a long drought again for Guelph. But again, the coaching that crew that Corey Hector's put together has done a great job to bring Guelph back, back to a dynasty program here. And again, full credit to Queens. They've been, for the last, almost 15 years, have been one of the top programs in Ontario.
And even tonight, as you say, they've had their chances, and they've not been totally. The scoreline will flatter Guelph a bit. Queens have been a righteous competitor here. They've been right in the game. It's just key moments. They've had no platform really up front, and then a couple key moments in the game where they've only had one or two defensive lapses. Unfortunately, Guelph's just been able to capitalize, and that's been the difference really tonight.
Yeah, I mean, early on, Guelph worked really hard to score a few of those tries from some great individual efforts through the back line, and I mean, Queens has just been playing from behind all game, and it hasn't gone their way. As we see Guelph again attacking, quite patient. Good defense from Queens, but Guelph's been really good at retaining their own ball, and I mean, you can only make tackles like this for so long before you provide some opportunity to the attacking side.
Good freak from Dallin there.
Looks like we might have lost forward, so Queens will have a chance to run and score a try to make their fans happy. Again, they just got to work on retaining some ball, build a little bit of shape, but they're eager. You see a big tackle in here from the Griffin forwards. A couple numbers to burn, but that smothering defense from Guelph has really made it tough. Nifty little in and out play here as Queens makes a little bit of forward ground. Yeah, and they'll continue to retain their own ball and work it edge to edge here. Oh, there's a nice run. Well done from the Gales, number 20. Oh, I think that was a
great
good step
covering
too.
tackle.
Not held in the tackle, so he's allowed to keep going. He has done well here in the offload. I don't think Queens is going to be in here. Well done to Queens. We'll take a quick quick 5 points with the drop goal added for 7. Well done to play up tempo here for Queens.
Yeah, that was a fantastic bit of interplay there in their own half. As you said, they're down big. They got to try something. I think it was Alistair Poulos, the number 20 there. Broke down the sideline, chucked in a little goose step. Great covering tackle from Black, but they're just able to keep the ball alive. And James Wett under the post, quick conversion with a drop kick. 35-13, under 6 minutes to go. Might be a little bit too late. As you say, you never know. We've seen crazier things on this field.
Yeah, that's true. If we go back to the, I think it was the 2016 final that saw double overtime. And then went to drop goals to decide it. But I think we're probably a little outside of that at this point. But, I mean, pretty good crowd surrounding, at least half the pitch here at Guelph. The stands are full. Looks like we do have some Queens fans, although it's a tough drive on a Thursday night to make it down for this 6 o'clock kickoff. Well, speaking of heroic efforts to make the game, I heard Mark Winokur was going to fly in from Halifax just to make this one.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's here somewhere. I believe he's been watching the stream. I think I got a text from him during this. He's complimented our efforts, so thank you, Winnie.
Well, Winnie, congratulations on your efforts of flying in. I'm sure your arms are tired, but it would have been a cold night for a guy in rugby shorts to cheer on the Griffins anyways. So we'll hope you can make the broadcast from the West Coast when the national final kicks off. Decided to play that, did Queens, even though it may have gone out on the full. I think at this point, they just want to get the ball in their hands and have a bit of a run. And I think Guelph is just looking to do the simple things well and make their way out of the game unscathed. Nice
Good little run from Webb.
Yeah, they're definitely not going to stop trying, are they, the Queens Gales? Unfortunately, just having a tough time again clearing out at the ruck.
I believe that was Jacob Ince again. He's been involved all over the place, especially with ball in hand. Getting his hands on the ball there in that defensive ruck for himself. He's had another solid night again. He was brilliant last week in the semifinal. Now the Griffins look just to ice the game, going for points.
Yeah, just under 4 minutes to play, and you got to imagine that right now both teams are just trying to get to the end of this one.
35-15 right now, with a kick to come if he knocks this over. It'll be a 23-point lead. And most likely, almost certainty now, another title for the Guelph Griffins.
Yeah, I think Guelph's just taking the kick because it'll just kill a little bit more time and just kind of frustrate the Gales. Really, they've, not for lack of trying, they've thrown the kitchen sink at Guelph and have looked good doing it.
Another great kick. He's perfect on the night.
Well, boy, in a tighter game, that would have made a heck of a difference, too. But no, you feel for Queens. They not for lack of effort, and they've put together some good rugby. But
Trainer's jogging off here, I believe. He's actually been immense all night for them. Real tough shift up front.
Yeah, I mean they did well to deal with that scrum. Didn't start well, but got a lot better for them. Here, as we see, almost taking the kickoff to Queens, but bounce just seems to keep going Guelph's way, and now they'll just go back into playing their offense.
High up and under.
High ball to take under these lights. It's never easy. It just lost marginally forward by the Gales. And back to another scrum for Guelph as the referee checks his watch. The referee's watch and the stadium clock are not coordinated, so there might be a slight discrepancy, but the referee's watch is final here.
I've been impressed by Guelph here. Big lead. OUA final. Sometimes you think with a home crowd, some friends there want to see some cool, fun-flowing rugby. They start to chuck it about a bit, but they're staying to their systems, clearing their lines. Ty Easton just putting a high one up there. That's smart winning rugby.
Yeah, again, I think that goes back to just, I mean, the coaching is one thing in terms of the technical aspect of the game, but just the way it builds them in the mindsets of the players and to have them mentally prepared and switched on at this level. Like, both teams have executed incredibly well.
Just coming back for a forward pass there from Ty Easton. Try to hit Collins on the short line there. Maybe overran his line a bit. Bit of a miscommunication. But as you say, this is just more time off the clock. It says 23, 22 seconds to go right now on the scoreboard down at the far end. And I'm sure the referee's watch isn't too far off there. Probably about a minute or so at most.
Yeah, we haven't had a lot of long stoppages here in the second half, so you got to figure this will be pretty close to time. But one more shot for Queens to at least have a run, see if they can get another name on the score sheet, get the fans something to cheer about. And they've done well at the scrum. The referee did not like Guelph. Looks like driving up in the scrum, so Queens has one more shot with the penalty, which they tap and go. Spin it wide and run into black jerseys again.
Dance about it again.
Yeah, he's been immense tonight, hasn't he? Interesting. This could play out as a 50-22, and a brilliant one at that. If we have the time, a referee says we will play. Ball was touched, but that wouldn't really be material, would it? Still Queen's ball either way. Great kick.
Yeah, I thought it was just a straight up 50-22. They may have been just over the halfway. I don't think they were. Either way, Queen's line out. See if they can come away with something.
Looked like the referee may have indicated 2 minutes left when he was signaling the last line out, so we still got time for Queens to do something here. Again, there's a well-organized maul. And a great drive. Looks like Guelph's brought it down, so Queens will play an attack under penalty advantage here. Oh, this is enterprising stuff if it can hit the hands. Still exciting when it slips wide, and again, still playing under penalty advantage here. But Guelph's done a good job to scramble and defend. It's like Queens has brought some size off the bench too, so we'll see how that factors in. Unlucky, but we'll bring it back for the penalty advantage.
Sabota quick tap.
Sabota's coming in. He's going, wow, this is an interesting tackle here. So it looks like the referee has stop time. He's going to communicate with his AR. Looked like the ball may have made it across the line here, but they're definitely going to assess the safety and the tackle.
He's given the try.
Try awarded. Just really well done. I mean, it didn't look...
Not malicious.
Nope.
But you do have to try and get your arms up. It did look like He did sky bomb his knees a bit. Conversion is good.
Good, taken quickly and well done. And we
They
got
still
time
have
for
time.
another kick.
They're not going away. And Queens for the last 15, 20 years, as you said, they've never gone away. They've been in many, many games as a program when they've come from behind. I still think it's a little too late, but it's a good score. I think Samoto deserves that one. He's gone through a lot of work tonight.
Yeah,
he's hurting a bit after that hit, but he'll still keep going here.
Yeah, he's another individual that's that stood out on the Queens side. Got to say he's probably pretty close to their player of the game. And Queens will continue to attack with ball in hand here, but looks like it just squirts out the side of the ruck. Well, referee had judged that to be from a Guelph hand, so Queens will take the ball and continue to attack. Now, if they do kick it out, we do have time for the line out, even if we're at full time. So they're taking an aggressive kick downfield, and the bounce. Whoa, just rolls short of the line. We'll kick it into touch there, and that is the game.
That'll do it.
So here, Guelph Griffins win their third consecutive title. 2023 OUA champs. They'll go to the national finals as the #1 seed from Ontario. And well, that's a pretty good game of rugby.
It was a great game. It was a great game. Two top teams in the OUA going at it. I think Guelph Griffins were very deserving of that championship win. They seemed to be able to carry the ball extremely well. They were getting over the gain line consistently. A great forward pack, dominant at scrum time. They got their maul going. And at the end of the day, they just got a little bit too far ahead. Queens had a good little late push there, but just too little too late, as you said, with the time ticking down. We got fireworks going here. This is quite a production you guys got going up here at Guelph. I don't know who's playing that, as that's university sanctioned, but either way, that's the atmosphere. Now, well done, Guelph, but well done to Queens as well. They did have a tough year for them. They struggled early on with some key injuries. They had to battle through. They got themselves back to the final, so a testament to their program and the depth they have in their squad. They'll be hurting. The graduating players will be hurting for them. Always tough, but as you said, there's more rugby next week at the Canadian University Men's Rugby Championship.
Yeah, always nice when it's not your last game to end on a loss, and Queens definitely has a shot to turn it around, and once you go to the national championships, anything can happen out there.
Yeah, I think the OUA should be pretty confident. They got two good teams. Two good teams going to the nationals.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting tournament. I mean, historically, these teams have been ranked to do some damage in the national tournament, and they'll both be showing up thinking that they can win it. Again, it's a tight turnaround, so everybody coming out of this game will be important to make sure everybody's healthy and is recovered. And then, well, in the knockout games in the national tournament, you just got to win your first one.
That's a tough thing. I think you saw it this past tournament with on the women's side. Number one ranked team, Ottawa GGs, came in, ended up losing their first one. Anything can happen in knockout rugby on a one-off game. It'll be tough, but I think both these squads with Guelph and Queens, I wouldn't be surprised to see both of them pushing towards the semifinals. And ideally, I'd love to see another Ontario final again, get another rematch. But there's definitely two very strong programs out west, traditionally in UBC, UVic, Trinity Western, who I believe are hosting. And the schools from out east and in central Canada as well, they'll be wanting to put their name and put their program on the map. It'll be a great tournament.
Yeah, great to see a national final on the men's side. And just to give the athletes a little bit more exposure. I mean, it's a great tournament. The OUA and Canadian University sport is a bit of a pathway through the national representative teams and in professional rugby now as well. So, we've definitely seen a few people from the Toronto Arrows program down here supporting some of their young athletes and scouting out for a few more.
Yeah, it needs to be mentioned. We didn't get a chance to mention it earlier on. There was a lot of Arrow Senior Academy players playing on both sides of the ball. Even a couple members who have been able to play for the senior team. You know, we mentioned Kobe Foss a little bit. He's been a member of the senior squad since 2021. Brendan Black was able to make his debut last season. So there's lots of talent in both these sides, and I'm sure you'll see their names going forward in the Arrow Senior Academy setup, as well as hopefully the senior team.
Yeah, you can just see the skill development that goes on at the academy level really showcased tonight. A lot of the short little passes. I mean, geez, the kicking was outstanding as well. And yeah, well done on both teams for just keeping their structure for 80 minutes. I mean, 60 points of rugby scored. Doesn't sound like a defensive battle, but I mean, full credit to both teams that hung in and did what they needed to do to try and stop what was also a pretty impressive amount of attack. And a good portion of the game was really just played kind of in between the 22s, and Guelph had a little bit more potent attack today. But I think really the story was their defense and smothering Queens up until the last couple of minutes of play. Queens scored some desperation tries, but total performance from the Griffins today.
Yeah, as you said, I think that middle third of the pitch there was where the majority of the rugby was played. And it just kind of came down to key moments. As you said, Guelph's defense really never looked like they were breaking, and they were able to force some key turnovers at key points, which allowed them to transition into that final third into the Queens 22. I think Queens will look back. They'll be a bit disappointed. A couple key moments that let them down, but they should still be able to hold their heads high. It was a massive performance from them. Some players had outstanding games. Sabota was on the ball all night. I thought James Webb actually did a really good job distributing the ball.
Yeah, totally agreed. I think we'll sign off here as we make our way down to pitch level to congratulate the players. They will hand out some OUA All-Stars Player of the Game awards, and then Guelph will have an opportunity to lift the OUA Cup for the third time. And again, you'll be able to catch both these teams in action at the National Championships next week. Big thanks to my co-host here, Will Kelly. And this is Dave Neal from the University of Guelph signing off, and hopefully we'll see a replay of this next year.
Have a good night.